What's going on, y'all? So there's this thing that happens in the off-road world where you mod one thing, you gotta mod another thing, and then another thing, and then you have to adjust that thing, and then sometimes that thing falls off and that thing breaks, and that leads you into exactly what we're gonna talk about here. Today, my fender flares both blew off in the Texas winds on the highway. I watched one go and then the next one go, and I said, well, time to chop the fenders. So here's what we got. So today, this is gonna be a shorter video just because I unfortunately was forced to cut my fenders. Again, I was driving home and both within like 30 seconds of each other flew off while I was driving. Luckily they didn't hit anybody or anything, but that's what we're left with. So I cut the little rivet points there, the clips. I cut those all off. We got a really good angle. Came in here, tried to make it uniform, but I'm gonna clean that up. I'm gonna sand those edges, and then I have black door trim that I'm gonna put on there and cover it up. I also took the time to cut that god-awful fender bracket off down there, and I'm gonna round all of that off, and it is held on by a fastening screw. Don't judge me, I don't care, I'm cheap, it works. So now the tires have nothing to rub on, and it should work out pretty good. All right, so when it comes to cutting the fenders, what I've gathered from other YouTubers, from Trail 4Runner, from a lot of places, I kind of just threw it all in a blender and made it my own. So you're gonna carefully rip off the plastic, and yes, we're using this that came off. It's my pointer. So you're gonna take that black, or whatever color your vehicle is, there's that plastic fender trim, that's gonna come off. You just kind of peel at it. There's gonna be little clips. As you can see, there's one, and it was in these holes. You just kind of peel it off, they'll pop out. Don't be forceful with it. I mean, you can if you're essentially deleting the entire fender flare, you can rip them right out. And this guy, before it was cut, it's gonna kind of look like this. Yeah, you get the point. So my goal was to cut right above those little bracket holes. And then that leaves you maybe like 1/8 of an inch or so below the crease, the natural crease. And if you stay along that crease, it's gonna be a nice clean cut. And then obviously what you're gonna wanna do is take that black plastic door trim, just like I did for my bumper. You're gonna put it along that as well. And that's gonna cover up a lot of those rough cuts even after you sand them. And for the adhesive, it's like 50 degrees out. It is coming off. Highly recommend a hair dryer. You can just peel it off in one strip and then take some Goo Gone, like so, and spread it. I don't recommend with your finger, but I'm kind of a savage, so I'm gonna do it. I'm just gonna layer it on the remaining adhesive, let it sit for a few minutes, and then come through with a rag and wipe it all off. These fenders, again, they're held on with a self-tapping screw. It's not the best solution. I don't recommend it, but it works for me, so I'm gonna do it. But overall, the tire clearance area is much better. Oh, big update. Holy cow, I forgot to tell you guys. I just installed a brand new set of 35 by 12.5 inch 17 Mickey Thompson Baja Boss AT tires. So I love the Nitto trail grapplers. 30 to 40,000 miles a year is not realistic for mud terrain tires. So what I did was upgrade to some all-terrains. I sold the Nittos, and these things have been incredible. I have like maybe 300 miles on them, and they are silent on the road. I actually did rain a little bit. I had zero slipping. I had a little bit of that on the trail grapplers, but I did notice a huge difference and improvement with the Baja Boss ATs. Again, these are awesome tires. They're incredible, and they fill that wheel gap pretty well. We are on a hill facing that way, so the 4Runner is leaning to the back. It's not normally that much wheel gap, but I do promise you it looks wonderful once it's sitting the way it needs to be sitting. There's gonna be off-road videos coming up about these tires, and I'm gonna put them through all the terrains. I'm gonna do mud, I'm gonna do dirt, I'm gonna do obstacles, I'm gonna do rock crawling, a lot of things like that, to the best of the ability that this SR5 can do, but it has not gotten stuck yet. All right, moving forward a little bit here, here's a little update. I got the TRD skid plate, as well as Hefty Fab sent me the correct radiator skid transfer, which is that plate with the holes in it. And it's kind of all coming together. I did get this from a buddy of mine named Adam Nichols. He's a great dude. He did not want it anymore, so he donated it to support the cause. Now, when it comes to cutting the fender flares, let's get back on track here. I don't recommend using a cutoff wheel like this, but I did because a friend of mine is using my Dremel and my Sawzall. So I made it real carefully as best I could with the angle grinder or the cutoff wheel. You're gonna wanna make light cuts. You're gonna kinda wanna make a line with it, just kind of touch, make a line, and then slowly go back. Don't just drive it all the way through and then twist it and cut it. That's not gonna work. I actually had to, it took me about 10 minutes per side per cut. Again, you're just gonna touch metal, create a line, and then you're gonna kind of ease into it, pull it off. Ease into it, pull it off. Ease into it, pull it off. And you will be able to get corners like this. You will be able to get it to cut like that. Okay. Sorry about shaky hand. It is super windy today, which is the reason why my fenders blew off. All right, so once you get it all cut and the glue gone and you take off all the adhesive, just take that black 1/2-inch door trim and smack it on the edge. Now, I still have some cleaning up to do down here and everything. I'm gonna take a little paint buffer wheel, some compound, and level that out. But here is how it's gonna look. And I think overall, I actually like the look a lot better than before. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Let's go to the front, the other side. Oh yeah, way better. Such a cleaner look. Well, let me know what you guys think down in the comments. If you guys have ever done it, if you paid a shop to do it, if you did it yourself. Did you love it? Did you hate it? I'm gonna be honest, I hated doing this. This was never in my plans. I was gonna have one of the friends do it, but impromptu fender flare removal on the highway is what prompted me to do this. All right, y'all, we'll talk to you next time.